dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to the local podcast. This is episode 42. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Jordan Hauser Digital. That is my video company here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. If you and your company are in need of some video marketing content, you can check out greensburgvideo.com, or if you'd like to sponsor an episode of this very podcast, you can do so by reaching out to me at thelocal724.com and just head over to the contact page and fill out that form. All right, today we have a super fun episode. We have Kristin and Jared from the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau here to talk to us about the Laurel Highlands Pour Tour. If you're looking for something really fun to do with your family and friends, this is it. There's breweries, wineries, distilleries, and meaderies. Everything is represented. Here we go.
Welcome to the Local 724 podcast.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Local podcast. Today we have Kristin and Jared from the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau. That is a mouthful and a half. So why don't you guys tell me about a little bit about the Visitors Bureau and what you guys do?
Sure. The Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau, we are a nonprofit organization founded in the mid-50s. And we promote tourism basically to the Laurel Highlands region, which includes Westmoreland, Fayette, and Somerset counties. So Jared and I have the awesome job of getting to oversee all of our marketing efforts. And it's a lot of fun driving people to our awesome region.
Nice. That's awesome. I like your Instagram account. It's like,
that's all Jared.
Dude, I get on there and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to work today. I want to go do this. I want to go see all this awesome scenery.
Well, that's what we like to hear. I do all the digital marketing. So
nice.
Yeah, we try to focus on, using your photos. So if you're out there listening, please use hashtag Laurel Highlands and share your awesome photos with us so we can inspire people like you to get out there and keep traveling.
Yeah, it's fun to, live vicariously through, other people's Instagrams and stuff, but it's so nice to like see local things that we've been to Lynn Run, we've done all these things, Cucumber Falls, all of that. So it's really fun to see people taking really nice photos there. And it's especially motivating for like a photographer to be like, ooh, I want to take those photos.
Absolutely. That's the goal.
So you guys are here to talk a little bit about Pour Tour. That's why we're drinking some beers. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
But what are you guys doing with Pour Tour?
Well, yeah, I'll just jump right in. So this is actually going to be our second year of the Laurel Highlands Pour Tour. So we initially put this together as a way to really celebrate all of the awesome breweries, wineries, distilleries, and we even have a cidery and a meadery all within the region. So we wanted to come up with a way to get people to go to not just the same place they always go. Like, everyone loves All Saints or Four Seasons, and we all know those, but there's a lot of other great places to explore and get out of your comfort zone. So we put together the Laurel Highlands Pour Tour with a passport and an app to get people to check in, to earn cool stickers that they can collect, kind of have a little keepsake, but also earn prizes and things along the way. So we have t-shirts like we have on today. We have growlers, insulated growlers, and a lot of great prizes to kind of incentivize you as you go.
That's awesome. That's pretty sweet. That's a fun little thing. I think that you could do on a couple weekends, you go out and just hit a different place every weekend. I think that's fun.
A different place, or 4 or 5, if you ask.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
In a day. I think we just had a couple that completed the whole program in a 10-day time span.
Yes.
Oh, dang. Nice. Yeah.
They were on the move. Yeah.
Those are the hardcores.
Yeah. For you people with 8 check-ins, I do see you on the app, and I will not be naming names, but thanks for supporting awesome. Local. There
you go. Yeah. Those are the heroes. So you guys did bring me a little box of swag here. I'm really excited. You want to go through it?
You can dive on in.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
All right.
And then we can talk about what this is all about.
So some of these items, just to preface this box, some of these items are exclusive, not available to Pour Tour users. So these are, cool giveaway items that we brought for you.
Nice.
So.
There we go. I like swag.
Yeah.
So there we got, what do we got? Step 1, 2, and 3 to sign up.
Well, that's encouraging you to, these are usually our influencer boxes that we're sending out to prominent people like you in the community. And
well, dang. Thank you.
Encouraging you to, use the hashtag and talk about the Pour Tour if you're enjoying it and show off the swag today.
Very cool. I like that. So the passports,
yes.
Me and my wife already have one of these.
Good.
These are awesome. Yeah. accidentally forget them in the glove box every time we go to the bar. And then COVID kind of put a little hit on us whenever we were going out. But there is some, there's some awesome breweries on here. Helltown, Invisible Man's one of my local faves. Yellow Bridge, Dude Want to Brew. Oh my good Lord. The first time I had one of those was, I think like last year sometime after a work function for my wife. And we all picked one up, and it was like one of the most fantastic beers I've ever had. It was so good.
We got a lot of awesome brews that come out of our local scene here. So the cool thing is, while you have this passport, we're actually getting ready to launch Passport 2.0.
2.0.
Highlands Pour Tour 2.0 next week. So we have these books off to the printer, and they are going to be fresh off the press next week. And so we're changing up the program with new prizes, new stops. So we've got 40 properties, and there's 44 stops total. Whoa. So it's going to be exciting. A whole new slew of prizes, a whole new list of incentives there. So
and these people finished 31 in 10 days.
Those people, yes.
Dang.
As Jared said, I won't mention their names, but
that's awesome. I like this. I mean, like, there's information about each brewery here, it seems, and then you have your notes category. I love it. This is like for the hardcores.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know. You can see that.
There's nothing worse than I think than you go out and you try 2 or 3 different places, and then the next time you can't remember what you liked.
Yeah.
You know someone had a great IPA, but you can't remember which one it was or what the name was.
That happens all the time.
Yeah. So, that's why we put the notes section in there. We kind of put the map so you could kind of check off as you're going. So we're updating all of that for 2.0. Now there'll be 40 places to kind of keep an eye on. So we're super excited about that. We even added little check boxes because we saw a lot of people were checking up their passports as they were handing them in. So we made that a little bit easier. It's just, a little bit of fine tuning and really putting the focus on all of our brewers and winemakers and everyone in this region.
Yeah. It's really neat. Is the Meadery here, Laurel Highlands Meadery. Have you guys been there?
Yeah, they have a great little stop in Irwin. It's awesome. I love how walkable some of our small towns are getting now and how much you can do and just park the car and walk around. And something my friends have noticed too lately, last week, they actually just went to Irwin and did that. They just parked, they got 4 or 5 stickers in the Pour Tour, went to a couple antique shops, other things in town, ate, and made a day of it.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. It's not something, I grew up in this area. I'm from Derry originally, and that wasn't normally something you did. You didn't just park in Greensburg or Irwin and make a day of something. And now you can.
It's fantastic. I mean, just like, that's kind of what I see is like with the resurgence of like Greensburg and things happening. And now we're starting to like really see it in Latrobe, like Latrobe's starting to do it. But these days, these weekends, like these Saturdays or Sundays or something where you can like go park your car, go shop, go eat, and then party pretty much all day long.
Right.
I mean, it's awesome. It's so cool. I mean, like you can just like up and down one street or a couple streets, and you really just kind of like get to hang out in the town and just, patronize like all of the different businesses and things. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And, the great thing is unfortunately with the COVID situation going on, there's not a ton for people to do. But the Pour Tour has actually been like more popular than ever. I think it's something that people can go experience. It's that a lot of these establishments have outdoor, environments that you can hang out in. And it's a great way for people to just get together with friends and be able to, be socially distant and enjoy themselves.
That's awesome. Yeah. Jared, you said you were from Derry?
Yeah.
My wife's from Derry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, go Trojans.
Good.
Right?
Derry.
Very cool. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, okay. She's a little older.
A little older? Okay.
A little more seasoned, I should say.
See, there we are.
I'm going to get fucking nailed for that. All right. Let's continue through the box. So we got some passports.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Love these. And then I'm looking at the side of this box. It says cornhole. I'm loving it already.
Cornhole.
Cornhole.
So
yes,
miniature, miniature cornhole.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so we got a lot of like fun branded stuff for you to play along with. It's nice how much you can customize things these days. You can see we customize it like down to the box and everything in here. So
dude. Is this a fanny pack?
Yeah, you got it.
I just ordered one.
Really?
I did. I just ordered one on Amazon.
That's it. Well, you're
Send it
set.
back.
You're set.
This is sweet. I mean, dude, you jump on a plane or if you're like traveling or something, these things come in handy, like for sure.
Right.
ID, everything, boom, right in there. Or pretzels.
Snacks.
Put pretzels, snacks in
the
here
tour.
for the tour. Very
Absolutely.
cool. Oh my gosh. Man, you guys hooked me up. This is fantastic. I don't have to give this back.
No, that's yours.
So that's actually a tier 1 prize
Yo.
from the current one.
This is awesome. This is the greatest thing ever. Man.
So if you complete 8 stops in the current passports, that's what you can get.
Really?
Yep.
Man. This is fantastic. I'm not even going to put it back there.
That's all right. Yeah, that's yours. Do what you want.
We got pins. We got stickers. There's shirts in there. It looks like both shirts that you guys are both wearing.
You're right. One's exclusive, yeah, and one is only a prize you can get through the Pour Tour. So
Awesome. And then we've got coasters.
So you're going to be a walking billboard for the Pour Tour.
It'd be great. There you go. The next people that come in and drink, like,
there we go. Perfect.
There you go.
And then for Pour Tour 2.0, we're going to have different prizes as well. So even if you already did this passport, the next one is going to open up to a completely different prizes.
Yeah.
So it won't be the same shirts. It's a bigger prize for tier 3. I don't know. You want to say what it is?
Ooh, I don't know. I think people should stay tuned.
All right. We'll keep that private for now. We have a great prize for the top tier to keep people going. And if you didn't finish this passport that you're currently on, like, don't throw these out. Like, keep completing them. So due to COVID and everything else going on, we understand, like, hey, I couldn't get out 30 different times to get all these stickers in a year.
Right.
So we're extending this passport as long as people need to complete them. So keep getting your stickers in this, send them in, we'll redeem the prizes. And whenever you're ready, get that next passport and then you can start on that one.
That's great. Do you guys plan on updating these like kind of yearly as you progress into doing this? Like this is your second year, second passport.
Right. No,
Kind of starting to have a theme.
You're picking up on what we're doing.
Right?
So, and I hope, if you look at this, and we've had so many places open since our launch, I think we needed to print something else because now we have Unity, we have Sobles, Voodoo is now open full-time in New Ken. We have so many places that have been added that we just had to add all of those places just to keep this up to date and give people a better map and a better look at what they're doing. Yeah. So, that was like point 1 of it. And I think we just wanted to, we're going to keep innovating with this concept as long as we can. I think there's a lot of different things we can do with prizes or with different initiatives, or maybe just doing a beer lovers only trail, a wine lovers trail, things like that, and having prizes associated with that. So, it might not look exactly the same every year, but I think we have like the concept down, and we're going to just keep doing different variations and challenging people to complete this in new and interesting ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's really neat things I think about mixing the two. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool for, like, I have certain friends of mine already that I'm thinking like would love to do the wine thing only. But like me and my wife, like we both like beer and wine. So it would be like really fun to, continue throughout the entire thing. We were actually at a wedding Saturday at West Overton.
Cool.
Sadly enough, the distillery was closed. But I don't know, maybe that was a good thing. We were at a wedding. We had to go to the party afterwards. But I think with news of other distilleries and things opening in the area, as this progresses and you guys add more things, more stops, I think that's really awesome. It's it's something fun to do. Everybody needs something fun to do right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like something to look forward to and, get their minds off of everything else. So...
And depending on what you drink, and guys, I'm looking at you, like our wineries are really good at this and like stocking other people's beers or having other things to drink while you're there. So if you're not a wine drinker, like that doesn't mean tap out of the Bellaterra trip, because Bellaterra has like 8 taps of local beer when you go there. So you can easily go there, get your sticker for Bellaterra, and you never even have to touch a drop of wine if you don't want to.
Yeah, that place is awesome. We went over the summer and I went, and kind of the same thing. I mean, we kind of hit it hard the night before. So I showed up and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing here. Listening to some music, got some brunch, and then hit the sangria. Sangria put me in a very good place, and then moved back to the beer. And it was great. It was awesome. It was a fun day.
That's great. And that's what we hope the people get out of these experiences. Whether you just walk in and you grab something to go, or you can make a whole day at a lot of these places too. And that's why if you use the Portour app, we have a whole tab there for events. So you can kind of build your weekend out too and see who has live music, what food trucks are at what locations, and all of that information, which I love. I mean, my friends use it all the time. They tell me it's super helpful, that they're like, okay, cool. Now I know I want to hit this food truck at Bloom. Then we're going to go the next night for live music over at All Saints and make a weekend out of this.
That's awesome. Man, you guys like really have it together. Like the app, I think to me is the most impressive part. I'm a tech guy. So it's just like the app is so much fun because, Beer Advocate, things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, it's nice to be able to take what you do and level up with it, like technology wise, you know what I mean? Like you're interested in something, you want to find like a way to level up basically. Right. And like, you can go in and like research like, oh, I'm drinking a nugget nectar right now. And this is like, 8%, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So it's like, and you can kind of it's almost the same. Like you can take your notes and do all of that stuff, but this is fun. I've seen a lot of people doing this down at Invisible Man and Four Seasons and things. It's really cool. It's fun to watch them. Like they're having fun conversations with the people they're with. They're talking about the beers. They're tasting, maybe not right now, but they're tasting each other's beers. But back in the pre-COVID. Right. But I mean, it's a really neat thing. I think that you guys are doing, like going all in on this. And, the fact that you guys are kind of doing this and we're having this podcast during Craft Beer Week is a very cool thing. So how did you guys kind of get hooked up with Craft Beer Week?
Well, when we came up with this idea, we met with all the craft beverage makers last summer and asked them how they would feel about starting up something like this. And of course, everybody was on board. And, we tried to find something to correlate with the launch of this program. And Jared has a really good relationship with Jess Hickey and got us, hooked up with her. And we did some sponsorships, and that's awesome. All began. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking to Jess the other day, and she was just saying how like she was just surprised, like with this year and like how crazy it's been and everything, just how she was surprised that this had all come together, for what is it? I think her third year or fourth year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really awesome. It's a very cool event that takes place all around here. And, she is very busy and, she's got her hands in a lot of different pots. It's very awesome.
I think the community aspect of that is super important. We've been at, we were meeting back before pre-COVID about talking about what Craft Beer Week is going to look like. And it obviously looks completely different now.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like there's so many events. I just loaded them up on our calendar last week and there's just so much happening every day. Like people are tying it in new ways. And like, I feel like there is no challenge that our brewers aren't up to the task. It's like, cool, you're going to close the tap room. We're going to open something outside. We'll put this up. If we go to 25, we'll knock down a wall and expand and make the 25% mean something different than it used to. Right? Like everyone's coming up with really innovative ways, I think, to collaborate, to work together, and to make all of this happen. I think you look across the state, there's other craft beer weeks not happening across the country. Like very prominent things are falling by the wayside, even in craft beer. And it's awesome to see Greensburg, a smaller town, come together and all of those restaurant owners and brewers, the Portour, Jess, everyone making this still happen.
Yeah. I think it's so important just for like the businesses around here too. Like not only just like the breweries or, distilleries, wineries, anything like that. It's just like we were talking about earlier, when you go do these things, when you go out for a weekend, excursion or whatever, there's some people whose names we aren't going to mention that can go to breweries and just like chill out there all day. Mm-hmm. Me, my wife, we got to go grab something to eat. Maybe she wants to go grab something, at a shop or something like that. So that's like, it's beneficial for every business, to kind of promote this type of thing and really kind of take part in enjoying that, as a community as a whole. So it's very neat to watch like us, a small place doing things like that. And, we just kind of have to, I don't know, start living life, I guess. It's a weird thing. Cause like, I'm so like pro, like if they say to wear a mask and do this and do that, then I'm going to do it. And I'm going to say like, okay, I'm like helping somebody out. But at the same time, it's like, we can't all just like can't sit in our houses forever. It is what it is. So, you know, to see us taking innovative ways to adapt and move forward with the events, it's awesome. That's something that's very important to the community.
Absolutely. And I was at All Saints a couple weeks ago, and I had friends coming in from out of town. So I pitched them like, why don't we go to All Saints? It's outdoors, everything. And, you know, we were all quarantining, taking it very seriously. And they were nervous. And I'm like, it's like, listen, like, I know how these places are run. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then like they came, everyone's in masks. It's like, it's cool. We got our little meal that you have to get when you drink.
Right. Yeah.
We had a good laugh about like what a meal is and all of that, which is, it's great to see these menus and all of that, because everyone has their own twist on meal. Yeah. Which is worth seeing. But, you know, there was live music. They were down on the stage, nowhere near us. Like, they had a great time. Like, we were all separated at our tables, and I think everyone loved it. And now it's something everyone wants to do more often. It's like, once we did it once and everyone realized like everyone is taking every precaution and being super safe, you know, there's no reason you can't get out there and start doing some things like you used to, and just wear a mask. Yeah.
It's nice. It's almost like hitting the reset button. You know, like everything was just kind of like, you know, I've talked to my wife about this, and I'm just like, you know, everything was just getting to a point where everything was so busy and everything was just like moving at the speed of light. Everybody kind of just like we were forcibly given a reset, and it was just kind of like, all right, slow down real quick and just like get back into the swing of things, like slowly, you know what I mean? So it's nice just to, you know, even appreciate just going and sitting at a table outside with some of your friends. You know, that might be something that pre-COVID, I would have been like, all right, this is boring. Let's like go to this place because there's going to be 1,000 people and like, let's just amp it up. Let's get crazy. But you end up like appreciating like these little things so much more. And it's fantastic to like really kind of step back and see what's happening now. It's, you know, the silver linings. I'm a very optimistic guy.
Good.
Yeah, it's really neat. So, I mean, thanks guys for bringing me this awesome stuff. I really enjoy it. I'm going to be playing Coinhole later.
The whole program in general is like so wildly popular. I mean, people literally are stopping in our office day in and day out and telling us how they're riding their motorcycles around the region or however they're doing it, seeing all kinds of cool things. But I think the important part also, to back up what you said, is what this does for the community. I think most of what the participants would tell you that this has like really made an impact on their business. So that's why it's really important for us to make sure that we're getting the word out and getting people around the region to do the Port Tour. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine going out and doing this like kind of just like me by myself, or like even just me and my wife. Like, I mean, we would be like, hey, you know, maybe 5 or 6 of our friends and just say like, let's go do this. So it's like, you know, you would end up taking a decent amount of people to each place. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of couples. I do all the like fulfillment for the prize.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'd be like husband, then wife, checked in.
Yeah, we even have it built in here. Like, hey, this place is great for groups. So if you're doing like bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, things like that, we've even planned a few from people calling in and being
you
like,
guys
hey,
thought of everything.
Well, yeah.
We're in tourism. That's what we do.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So people come in, it's like, hey, we're going to be staying at Seven Springs. That's the one I specifically remember. And they're like, can you set us up with some other places? So I'm like, okay, here's the wineries. Like, here's Glades Pike. Here's how many minutes you are from each one of these. Here's where Whitehorse is. And we set them up on a nice little trip, get 4 or 5 stickers, like have a good night and good to go. And then coordinate with each place to let you know, hey, there's 12 people coming.
Yeah.
Be ready to go. Because some of these smaller places, 12 people's a big difference in a night.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's just kind of, it's nice because like, you know, I remember pre-COVID, like, you know, hanging out at a local bar here or something like that. And then everyone kind of catches wind of like, there's a bar crawl tonight. And it's like, everyone's kind of like, okay, either I'm going to drink and get out of here before this happens, or I'm looking forward to like the party that's going to bring, you know, it's very exciting. So like, even like a group of like 12 people would just like, you know, blow some of these places out of the water. That'd be pretty fun.
Right.
So it's very neat. I love it. I think that, you know, are there places out in Ligonier and things that you guys have like added to here? Are there places in Ligonier?
So Be Kind Winery did just open up probably in the spring of this year. So you can basically walk right to them. And there's like a restaurant adjoining. So you can actually make that into an afternoon as well.
Okay.
To go and like have a meal, go over and taste some wine and, take some home with you on the way.
Yeah.
So Ligonier, it's almost every town has a little bit of representation. I know, Fayette County is adding a couple more things as we're going. Somerset, we know, is adding some places as well. So, especially with this new passport, I think it's easier than ever with now we have 40 participating places and everything's more interconnected than ever. So you can easily look at our map and draw a couple connecting lines and be like, cool, this can easily be a day. We'll start, we'll drive all the way to Somerset and then we'll work our way back to Irwin or Greensburg or wherever people are from. So, there's a lot of ways that you can plan this and put this together and just explore a new town and see, places you might walk right by and have not known were there.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. I think that you end up going to these places that you would never go to. Like you said in the beginning, like you get so attached to your regular places. And that's, that's pretty important, like to go. I mean, like, there's so many places that I found just even toads.
Right.
Like I never, when I was young, when I was in, before 21, I was just heard about that place and I was just like, yeah, it's probably not somewhere that I want to hang out. And then I went there and I was like, this is my favorite bar in the entire world. I love toads. So it was just it's one of those things you kind of go into and fall in love with your spot and you end up making friends there and you go there and your buddies meet you there and all kinds of things. It's so much fun. Have you guys completed this? Have you guys completed this tour?
I haven't yet. I'm about halfway through. COVID definitely slowed me down on my exploration for a lot of these. So breweries, I'm good. I need to definitely hit some more wineries as we go. And I want to go back to toads because I'm a huge toad stan. So
I'm waiting for them to open.
I know. I can't believe it's still closed. But we went there before. We were going to a concert at the Palace, and I was with my friends, and Rialto was packed. Everywhere was packed. I said, let's go to Toads. No one wanted to go in there. So we went in. It was Taco Tuesday. I think we got $1 tacos. And, this is all pre-COVID again. Yeah. But, everyone had a blast, and now everyone talked about Toads. We want to go to Toads again. So,
dude, it's so much fun.
Once you get people in there, that's it. They're hooked. But I think there's a lot of places like that on here, like Tall Pines. When you look at it on the map, I mean, you're almost in Maryland at that point. They're so far at the bottom of the county. But then people try that out and they see it has a great open space. They have this huge patio they just extended. So you can kind of go there and make a night out of it. There's always live entertainment and and it's a great area of the country. I didn't drive there recently, but then once I started going down there and visiting them more often, it's man, that's a beautiful part of the country I've just never seen and driven through, and roads you've never been on. And I don't know, you can just make a day of driving around. Take a fall drive down the Tall Pines and it's beautiful. Yeah,
beautiful country.
Yeah. That's how you get your Instagram photos.
That's right.
Those are all Jared's account.
What about you, Kristin?
Oh, man.
Lots of places you've been, I'm
COVID's
sure.
hit me up too. So I actually probably made the mistake, which I have some stickers and I have some check-ins on the app. So I'm one of these people. And really, technically, you can't do that. We have no way of reconciling them. So I need to pick out which one I'm going to work with in the future. But I absolutely could use to get out a little bit more. But I got a few tykes at home too.
It's tough,
busy,
right? I mean, it's real hard. I mean, how do you guys see the Visitors Bureau and even this, if something like this continues, how do you guys see you guys adapting to, what the current rules are and then, whatever might be implemented or whatever, but how do you guys see you guys adapting to that?
So
how have you so far?
How have we adapted? I think we're just doing what we can to keep the program alive. The Visitors Bureau is actually funded with tax dollars that are generated from room stays. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's a no-brainer to put that money back into something that's driving our local economy. There definitely, we weren't sure how the program was going to take off or not, but now that we see the success and we, run the numbers and we see the interest in the program, it's definitely a top priority for us. It's helping our businesses, especially in this time. So honestly, we sit around our office every day and we look for ways to start other programs. We don't have anything completely dialed in yet, but if we can take programs like this and expand upon them, then we're, really helping our local tourism community.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gotta be tough just to restaurants and stuff, especially thinking that, outdoor is really kind of what's keeping them alive right now. And we're really on the cusp of, it's going to be winter time.
Yeah.
I mean, this morning it was 45 degrees when I woke up and took the kid to school. And I was like, okay, I walked out in a t-shirt and the kid's standing there with his scooter and he's like, it's really cold. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Ran in, grabbed a sweatshirt, came back out and I was like, all right, get in the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's when this, when we hit that change, we're going to see a lot of different adaptations from a bunch of different businesses, I think. Mm-hmm. And, it's just kind of, how can you get creative? How can you, survive at that point? I mean, luckily there's, those things that are, what did we do? We just went to 50% or
or
about
end
to go
of
to
this
50%
week.
or something.
Yeah.
So, luckily that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're imposing, can't serve alcohol past 10 at the same time. So there's some negatives, but I do think, our region, there's definitely winners and losers in this whole game. Our region has fared decent because we have so many great outdoor spaces.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that doesn't help out, certain segments of our hospitality community, but
Right.
Hopefully, that can at least be a strong point that still draws people into the region, still hopefully helps drive them around to our attractions and to our shops and to our restaurants.
Yeah.
It's our saving grace right now, I think.
Right. And I mean, we were just voted by USA Today as one of the best destinations for fall foliage. And, we're really leaning into that hard because, we know how beautiful the fall leaves are. And it's still, you can still make a trip here easily and keep your distance as much as you want to be isolated. Very easy to go to and find a campground, a cabin, vacation rental, all kind of great things that we offer that maybe isn't a stay you normally plan if you're a hotel person. But, we have tons of opportunities. So we're leaning into that. And, we're not taking the foot off the gas of any of our marketing or advertising or how we talk about the Laurel Highlands. We still know this is an awesome place to come, even regardless of what the restrictions are. Yep. And like we talked about, the business owners here will do anything to find a good workaround to make it safe and great for everyone to visit. So, I don't know. There's no negatives to visiting Laurel Highlands, especially this fall.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, as we move into winter, we have tons of cross country trails at a lot of our parks. We have downhill skiing, obviously. There's a lot of winter recreation that folks can still get out there and do. So a lot of great reasons to come visit.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons to do around here. And that's the thing. I think when, you're from here and maybe you're all stuffed up in the house and all that stuff, maybe you think that there's not that much to do. Like you forget, you take it for granted. Sure. I mean, we have tons of stuff here. And it's just us taking a trip to Ohio Pile or something like that for a Saturday. Mm-hmm. Dude, that has been one of the coolest things that we started doing was just we take our dog, we walk around. It's so much fun. There's so much to do there. And, that it was something that I've never really done before COVID. I mean, I've been there once beforehand, but then, during COVID, we've been there 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. It's very cool. So we've done that, Lynn Run, different things like that. And it's awesome. It's really neat.
Yeah. I mean, I just went whitewater rafting for the first time, during COVID. So I've been,
how was that?
It was fantastic. We had such a great, had 5 different people going. We were all pretty much first timers and we had a blast the entire time. We had a great guide and we all stayed in the raft and had a blast. We were all talking about it and everybody said they were going to go again.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And, I didn't pay these guys to go with me. These are just my buddies. But when I get that feedback and I see we aren't guys that are normally let's go on this outdoor adventure. And we did that because we wanted to do something different. And it was a blast. We had a great time doing it. And everyone wanted to go again. So it's when we branched out and I've been doing more trails than ever, just exploring like you have, just let's walk this trail I've never done before just to see what's there. And it's been maybe the highlight of COVID is all the new things that I've done or challenging myself in different ways. and having a blast doing it.
Yeah. We have a free weekend from the kids this weekend. So that's what we're like, really like figuring out what we're going to do. And it's going to be, it's going to be this, it's going to be, we're going to go on a hike, I'm sure. Probably do that, go shoot some photos, maybe do a video or something.
Stop at some breweries and wineries.
Stop at breweries.
On the
Yeah.
tour.
And that's, I mean, that's what we're going to do. I mean, it's awesome just to like, you know, think about, again, how busy everything was and like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. But to like kind of like sit back and just be like, all right, now we have this weekend and, you know, it's just you and I, and we're going to go and we're going to hang out and do these simple things. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's simplistic. And it's like, I don't know. It's so much more like fun to me. I think the more simple it gets, you know, well, I hope it doesn't get more simple than this, but it's just like, we're in a sweet spot right now. I think, you know, like maybe go golfing, take a hike and go, you know, do some port tour stops and things. I think it would be fun. Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. I mean, across the state, because we, you know, we're in all these webinars and all this data. Like there are so many people doing research on this stuff constantly. And it's like, they're seeing all the stuff that we have. Like, that's what people want to do. Like, people want to be outside. They want to be hiking. They want to be biking. They want to be doing brewery tours. Like, as crazy as, like, you would think that's a super niche thing.
Yeah.
But like right now, that's like a top 5 thing that everyone on earth is looking to do, is to go like do a brew pub tour.
That's awesome.
So, you know, and I think we're, you know, well, a little bit was we lucked into it. We launched this pre-COVID, but now it's like, let's keep it going, keep it updated, and really have everyone be a part of it. And, you know, make this a success and show why this region is so worth visiting.
Yeah. I mean, I just like the whole adapting thing, like the fact that you guys are like adapting and like every other business is adapting as well. It's just so important because like, if you stop innovating for a second, like you're going to get left in the dust. I mean, it really is like people are finding any way possible to survive, adapt, and move forward. And not only just adapt and survive, it's to succeed. You know what I mean? Like people don't want to just like adapt and squeak by. It's, you know, and you guys are coming up with amazing ideas to do really cool things. So, I mean, it's fantastic.
I got to throw this out to the brewers too. I can't believe I didn't mention this, but like the best part of COVID, I've tried to be optimistic like you.
Yeah.
But like now everybody has cans. Like I'm such a big fan of that. Like, you know, I
love canned beer.
It's same. I love canned beer. Like growlers are great, but like I want a can at the end of the day. The art is always great. Like I want to collect that. I want to hang on to like the coolest can art I can find. But it's like, so now every brewery in this area has cool new cans.
Yep.
So it's great. Like people came over to my house this weekend and people are popping out like New Crescent cans and all this other stuff that I've never seen before. And it's awesome. And like now, so we're doing like beer swaps of local stuff we were never able to do before, like, or people see it, or, you know, the way it works in my friend group is we see a release and whoever lives closest, they go buy whatever from that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, whoever, the Yellow Bridge has the release. It's like, cool, go get me some of the something tarts.
Yep.
And, you know, I'll trade you with what I have near my area.
Nice.
So, I mean, just having all these cans has been a huge boon for me. Like, I just love that my beer fridge is stocked. I have more varieties than ever, and it's all really good local stuff.
I have great news. My parents called me last night. And the first words out of their mouth are, "We're getting rid of the white fridge." And I went, "It's mine. I'll take it." And my dad goes, "Okay, I'll bring it over." I was so pumped. It's a very large fridge. And I was like, okay, awesome. That's going downstairs. And the kids were like, "Why do we need 2 fridges? Like, are we just buying like way more food?" And I'm like, "We're going to be putting more beer in there." And they were like, oh, they call it the fun juice. And they know that I'm the nicest guy in the world whenever I have a couple of these. I let them do whatever they want. And it's fantastic. Yeah. So they're very excited for the beer fridge.
There we go.
As am I.
Awesome.
So very cool. What is, what I think, you know, coming from you guys, what is one of the most interesting points of the Port Tour? What do you think? I mean, it could be anything. It could be from the tech side. It could be from the swag, the stops, anything, the breweries. Just one of the most interesting things that people might not know about.
I'm trying to think. Like when you first said that, my first thought was like most fulfilling. And I think the most fulfilling thing from this is when I check in with our partners and the people that are participating, and they just tell me like how much people seem to be enjoying the Pour Tour. Like we've had, like they directly are seeing a lot of business from this. They're able to say like everyone was in doing the Pour Tour. We gave away this amount of stickers and we know like it had this big of an impact. Yeah. So when I get those like those very sincere emails that just like thank us for what we're doing and little stuff like that. And, you know, I know that the Laurel Highlands had a direct impact on our brewery economy, our wine economy, all of it. You know, that does more for me than any paycheck or anything else, you know, that I get in life. Like having that, I don't know, that validation or knowing that I was able to help in some way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just so fulfilling. That's been my favorite part of this entire process.
That's cool. What's your favorite part?
Honestly, I would say the same. Well, I have to start by saying I love like the logo and the artwork. We have the most killer designer and she just knocks it out of the park every time. But for me, it's the same as Jared said. You know, honestly, we just work for a nonprofit. We're not business owners. You know, we just pitch this idea and put it out there and, you know, hopefully it works. And we love hearing about the success. But one of the cool things, you know, so we supply each of these participants with stickers that are like individual stickers to hand out. And I just did a tally before we came on your show because I was like, I need to know how many stickers I have ordered for these people.
Yeah.
And I have ordered 90,000 stickers.
Holy cow.
For these properties. You know, we still have some on hand, probably like 10,000.
Yeah.
But that's what we've handed out to these properties.
Whoa.
And so when we see those kinds of numbers and, you know, do the math, let's say a drink is $5 on average. And, let's say a ticket is $30 on average. For us to know, for me to know, you know, that we're making that kind of impact on our local economy. That's
fantastic.
Like, it's like the most exciting, successful thing that I think we've ever put out there. And again, we're just working for a little nonprofit. We don't really know what's going to, you know, stick to the wall when you throw it, but
right.
So
dude,
for us,
I mean,
it's
like
just really
to hear,
exciting.
to hear those numbers is just like, that's mind blowing. That's awesome. I mean, like for anybody out there that's thinking like, oh, this is a cool little thing to do. That's great. But it really is impacting the local economy here. And I mean, that's tremendous.
Sure. So it's an investment that we're making in the community and it's like paying off in dividends. And, you know, so anybody that comes in our door, literally, we need to get like a video camera, I think, so that we can video their testimonials.
Jared, hook it up. There we go.
People just like love it so much. It's hard to believe, but it's really a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So what, now I think we get to the part of the show where you guys tell everybody about every way to get in touch with you guys and how to get this stuff.
Sure. So if you want to get started, just go to lhpourtour.com. There you can get your free passport. We'll mail it right to you. You can also go out to any of the breweries, wineries, distilleries. They'll have them on hand. So if you forget, you can go ahead and just grab one while you're there. Also on Google Play and your iPhone, you can just download the Pour Tour app. Just search Laurel Highlands Pour Tour, and you'll be able to log in there and get started. All of this is free, no charge to get started on any of this. If you use the app, you just go in when you make your purchase, take a photo of your beer or your wine, send it in. I'll see it because I'm the one that validates it all. I hit approve and then it counts. The same as the sticker. So if you forget your book like me, I'm all a passport because I'm all app because I will never remember to bring my passport anywhere. So go ahead and get involved. I'd also recommend follow our Instagram, just LH Pour Tour, and our Facebook page, because we do a lot of stuff with like events, beer releases, and everything. Almost every Friday, there's 4 or 5 different releases just in our area, which I think is fantastic. So make sure to just follow that. I'm not going to sell you stuff on there. I'm just going to show you what new stuff is coming out or other cool events might be in the area, and to check that out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And so keep doing the current passports that are out there, but know that next week, Jared and I, newsflash, will be on the road delivering new passports to all of the properties that are participating. So you'll be able to get a hold of these new passports. You can also get online or call our office and we can get those out in the mail to anybody that's interested in participating. So, pick up your new passports and get busy making some stops.
Awesome.
And homebrewers, if you've ever thought I'm going to start doing this myself, now is the time in this area. If you're like, I'm going to open up my tap room, this is the time to do it with the way interest rates are and property values and everything like that. probably a good idea to start that tap room now. We'll get you on 3.0. So yeah. So start that tap room now. Let's get everything in the fermenter. Let's get going. And yeah, because I know there's some towns I think that could still really use some breweries and some more places to really just fill everything out.
Awesome.
So that's my challenge. Because
There you go.
if you go to Homebrew and Chill, I tasted all that stuff. I'm like, why don't all of you have tap rooms? Because I would go to them.
No doubt. I mean, there's people putting stuff out at those events that are like, I mean,
Awesome.
very awesome.
Right.
Like, yeah. I mean, there's things that I've tasted at those events that are better than huge breweries. I mean, like huge in the game of craft, like, you know, like Great Lakes or something like that. And it's like, yo, what are you doing?
Yes.
You're doing this like on a Saturday with a turkey fryer or something? Cool. I'll be over. So thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm glad that we got you on the show, especially during this week. So
Thanks for having us.
absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate being here. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All right, Kristin, Jared, thank you guys so much for being on the show. Very informative. This is something that I think a lot of people should go check out. I mean, this is so much fun to go and travel and see different parts of the state and to see different stores. And then on top of that, I mean, you're eating and drinking at really cool places. It sounds awesome. It sounds like heaven on earth right now, especially, where we're at in society at this point. Check them out at the links below and get yourself on the tour. It's so much fun. I know I visited a few of these places and I always forget my passport. But I just learned today that you can download the app. So get out there, have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.